Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla, and today I'm going to be ranking all the Christmas Goosebumps books because today is Christmas Eve in my time zone. I know in other people's time zone it's probably Christmas Day or something, but in my time zone it's Christmas Eve, and either way, it's still Christmas time, so I thought I might as well do a ranking on Christmas Goosebumps books. So, yeah, let's get started with the video. So, coming in at last place for my Christmas Goosebumps books is the 38th Goosebumps book, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. And honestly, I just want to make really clear, very fast, that all the books on this list I enjoyed somewhat. I did enjoy this book. I mean, the winter aspects are cool. So basically the book's about this family. It's just a dad, a sister, and the main protagonist. And so the main protagonist and his family go to Alaska because their dad's a photographer and he needs to take a picture of the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena as part of his job. And so that's pretty much all there is for the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena as the main plot. And I was super excited to read this book at first. It's not like I wasn't excited to read the book and that's why I didn't like it. I was super excited to read this book. And really, I was thoroughly disappointed the first time I read this. I mean, the winter aspects are cool with all the survival stuff in Alaska, but there's no Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, barely at all. When he is in there, he doesn't really do anything, and it just felt so disappointing. I was introduced to Goosebumps by the Goosebumps movie, and my favorite monster was the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. I absolutely loved the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. He was so cool, and that's what got me hooked to the series, really. And I could not wait to read this book, and when I did, there's barely any Abominable Snowman of Pasadena in there. I mean, I kept wondering why the Abominable Snowman in the movie had so much screen time, when in the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, he's barely in there. I mean, he's not even really the main antagonist in the book. It's like some non-living being, if you know what I'm talking about. And I don't know, I kind of got a little upset that the Abominable Snowman was barely in there. And the whole Pasadena thing, you know, that implies with the rampage with the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena is really not even in the book. There's no rampage or anything. It's just nothing, really. And so the second time you read, it's better, honestly, when you reread this book, because you kind of know what to expect, and you're not just so disappointed after reading the book, and that's how it was for me. But yeah, that's why it's the last place on my list, mainly because I was disappointed that there's not that much of the Abominable Snowman actually in this book. So next place goes to the 51st Goosebumps book, Beware the Snowman. And so Beware the Snowman is okay. It's better than the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena because there's not that much disappointment, even though the cover art's really, really epic and I love that cover art. But there's really no snowman in here. I don't know why it's called Beware the Snowman. I mean, even in the book, I don't want to spoil it, but there's something wrong with the snowman. I mean, the snowman's barely in the book, and when he's in actually the book, he only lasts there for 2 chapters or so, and the way he's defeated is just goofy. I do enjoy the goofier Goosebumps books. I mean, my second favorite Goosebumps book is Monster Blood 2 when Cuddles attacks everyone, and I love the weird Goosebumps books, but how the snowman was defeated just felt very inconclusive, you might say. I don't know, it just wasn't that good. Basically, the book follows this girl who moves to the Arctic Circle, and everyone's house has these snowmen up, and that's pretty much all there is. And I wanted to like this book, but I just didn't. It was just not that interesting. It was boring at times. The mystery wasn't that... I mean, it wasn't that scary. It's an okay book. It's just not that special from any other Goosebumps book. The next place goes to more and more and more Tales Giving Goosebumps. So this is the part where I'm getting into the Goosebumps books that I really, really enjoyed. And this is one of them. More and more and more Tales of Goosebumps was a fun little Christmas Goosebumps book. I really enjoyed all the stories in the book. I mean, there were some that were a little weird, like Nutcracker Nightmare and what's the other one? Marshmallow Surprise. And Marshmallow Surprise is probably my least favorite in the story. I mean, the plot's good. I like the consequences with the Marshmallow Surprise, but the whole twist ending just felt so sudden, off, and out of place. And it just felt like it's been done so many other times before. And I just didn't really like the twist to that one, but all the other stories are really fun. I love Don't Sit on the Gronk. Attack of the Christmas Present was okay. The Double Dip of Horror, that one was a good one. I love that one. I pretty much enjoyed all the stories, even the ones that were a little disappointing, like Nutcracker Nightmare was a pretty fun story, in my opinion, even though it was a little boring at some points. But yeah, that's more and more and more Tales of Goosebumps, and next place goes to The Legend of the Lost Legend. And so, The Legend of the Lost Legend, this one I really, really, really loved. It's weirder, and I often forget about it due to just, it's in the middle of the series, and, you sometimes kind of forget about this book, but I think it deserves a lot more credit than it's given, because it's very different from your average Goosebumps book, and while it's not that scary, I loved how the dad in the book is searching for this thing called the Lost Legend, and the kids just want to help out, and they have to go through this test to get the Lost Legend. It's really fun. I loved Ivana, the Viking person, because it just felt so out of place and fun. I loved that about it. It was just a fun little book, and definitely one of the best but most underappreciated in the Goosebumps series. Well, next place goes to Goosebumps Most Wanted Special Edition, The 12 Screams of Christmas. Now, I really enjoyed this book. It's basically about this girl who is trying to get inside this play. She's got this really special power, and she is part of this play called The 12 Screams of Christmas. And then there's this ghost in there. It's really fun. I loved this book. The horrifying scenes that are in this book are really, really scary. There's this one scene that's involving Santa Claus. I love that. The whole Christmas party scene, near the very end of the book, was just phenomenal. There's so many parts of this book that are just so eerie and creepy. But then there's other parts of this book that just feel like fluff to make it a special edition. It didn't really need to be a special edition. They could have cut back on so many pages and make this Goosebumps book probably one of the best Goosebumps books ever written. So if you can get through all this other fluff that's in there that's really not necessary, then you'll really, really, really enjoy this book. Well, next place goes to Monster Blood 4. So this is my probably second favorite Monster Blood book. I'll let you get a good look at the cover art. And it's the last Goosebumps book in the original series. And this one is a little weird, but as I said before, I like weird Goosebumps books as long as it kind of feels in place with the story. And this one is just bonkers. It's fun. I love the blue Monster Blood. It's not as good as the green one, but I love the blue Monster Blood in here. It's thoroughly entertaining, and the pages just fly by so quickly, and so that's why I put this on my list for the fourth best Christmas Goosebumps book. Well, next place goes to The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. So this is the first Goosebumps book that I ever read, and I absolutely adore this one. I hear a lot of people dislike this book, kind of like another older Goosebumps YouTube channel named Goosebumps Guy. This is one of his least favorite stories, and I'm really not sure why. This one is so fun. it's not fun. Why did I say that? I don't know. It's got some really interesting scenes, and it's got a fairly simple plot. And it's fun. There's no mummies in there. Why do I keep saying it's fun? It's not fun. It's... I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys. All the other times I said fun on the other books, I meant it. But this one is not fun, but it's creepy. Honestly, just the idea of the book. And I kind of wish there was more mummies in there. But other than that, this one is phenomenal. Definitely one of the best mummy books. And also one of the best Christmas Goosebumps books of all time. So second place for the Christmas Goosebumps books is My Hairiest Adventure. So My Hairiest Adventure is phenomenally written. I don't really like the plot. It's about this kid who puts on this tanning lotion and then he starts growing hair all over him. That's pretty much the whole plot to the book. And I don't really like the plot to the book. And the twist is alright. It's very strange. I kind of enjoyed the twist. It really caught me off guard. But really, this book, it wasn't the plot or anything. It was just how it was written. I don't know. This book feels like it was written like somehow different than your average average Goosebumps book, and it just feels like so much more well written. I'm not saying that all other Goosebumps books are not well written. They're like the best book series of all time. So they're definitely not well written, if that makes sense. But this one is just the most well written Goosebumps book I've ever read. It's in like my top 5 favorite Goosebumps books. I hear a lot of people not really like this book a lot, and I kind of understand why. The plot's weird and stuff, but I just feel like the writing is so perfect, and it's just, I love the writing to this book. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Next place goes to Calling All Creeps, and yes, Calling All Creeps is my favorite Christmas Goosebumps book. And I know, this is my favorite Christmas Goosebumps book as well. I hate to keep saying that all the time, that this is my favorite, but it is. And I love this book, mainly because you can just read it so fast, and it's just so thoroughly entertaining. It's about this kid, basically named Ricky Beamer, who gets bullied all the time. And so then one day, one thing leads to another. He encounters these purple lizard-like beings who want to turn the whole world into creeps. And that's basically the plot of the book. And I love the book. It just, the pages fly by. It's fun. It's awesome. Action-packed. There's so much stuff that happens in here. It's just, the pages fly by. And I love this book. This will, I'm pretty sure, always be my favorite. Unless, like, some other Goosebumps book becomes my favorite later on, when I collect more and more and more Goosebumps books. But for the time being, Calling All Creeps is my favorite Goosebumps book, and my favorite Christmas Goosebumps book. And anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. And also, if I hope, yeah, just thank you. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And that's the end of my video.